Okay, so what I'm going to walk you through is a basic usage of the the actual. Give me one second. The actual ability to leverage Perplexity Computer, but also LLM. The reason why you want to use LLM first is one of the challenges is a lot of token usage and a lot of spend, if you will, whenever folks try to start building automatically from an agent to build things, right? So what I'm going to do right now is give you one of my prompts. I'm going to place this plain text, and go ahead and run it. But as I run it, I'm going to show you more of what it is. So basically, what this prompt is, it's a single production prompt where it's going to combine multiple aspects of how to build an application. But what's most critical here is really looking at creating these personas, right? I'll get down here to show you. You're creating personas or a panel, if you will, of experts. And so how you do this from the LLM standpoint is look for key people in that area, right? So for instance, if we're going to, and for this example, I'm using a small business designed to install gutters, gutters, rain gutters at homes, right? So you're going to look at this from a, persona A will be production discovery lead, persona B will be system architecture lead, C workflow, D monetization and go to market lead, and persona E is agentic build and risk lead, right? And so how I got those that developed that prompt is to say, hey, look for individual personas that exist on the internet, right? So people who have actually made applications, done this kind of work, and worked in these spaces. Because when you're building and you're using LLM versus the computer build, if you will, you want to be able to have a panel of people to assist you in that discussion, but you don't want to do it in the compute mode, because what's happening there is you're using all those tokens. So walking through these different aspects of the prompt, right? Um, and then there's really kind of a moderator sense, if you will, that's going to ask a couple of questions and make sure to help the process flow. So it's a long prompt, but it's built also in the chat aspect of this so that you can have this. And so we don't want to move on till there's really a good consensus. So we're going to do problem framing, look at some things, and when it comes to building an application, working on that decision support, and we'll even walk through red teaming some of the aspects of it, right? So when we look at this area called the Moscow consensus, right? That's must have, should have, could have, won't have, at least won't have for right now. So we're trying to keep everything tight, but also put critical things that you're going to need to actually build an application. And again, once all of this is done, then you move it over to the actual build. And so we're trying to work through this thing, right? So I put in that prompt. It spits back the first question, right? So what business are you thinking about building an application for, and why that business, right? So this is for a small business installs that installs gutters, right, in this region. And I live in Tampa area, Tampa, Florida. So we know that rain gutters are a must have, and some nuances that I'll talk through as we go through this, right? So it's all rain gutters and why that business, because it rains here very often. All right. So it's going to come back with another question. The next question will be, I don't know yet. So again, let's look through it. So here's the panel thinks it heard. Looking at a small rain gutter installation business, right? So a couple questions again. What's the single biggest headache in the gutter business today? Estimating, quoting. So right now, I know it's lead generation issues. And why do I say that? Because I saw a sign, one of those bandit signs, if you will, from a gutter installation company, and I asked the person. I said, "Hey, just a quick question. Where do you get all your leads?" And the person said, "Well, you've seen my signs, haven't you?" So uh, I understand that there's different things. Now, I know that there's other sites where they can get leads from, right? So when you're trying to get a plumber, you can go to Angie's List. When you go to Google, you can get a list of different things. But how about the niche environment, right? So one of the things I know just from living out here, so this is, this is the piece that I can add to the conversation is right now everyone uses Angie's list or Google searches, but I want this to be a proactive approach and leverage property tax information from the county. And why I say this is because I know that a lot of the new home builders in this area or this region actually, they put maybe gutters at the front door and maybe at the back door, but they don't put gutters around the house, right? Just most of the builders are like that right now. So I know this piece. So we want to probably look up, homes built in the last 2 years, and then hopefully, thinking about it from the sense that that will give us an area where there's new homes that have been built in the last 2 years from the county. So we're going to be looking at that, please. From the county with details for homes built in the last 24 months, comma, and when were they built? Okay, so last 24 months and with new owners, right? Why do we say that? Because we know that uh, if the previous owner was home builder A and the new owner within the last 24 months is Bob Smith, well, we know that it's now belongs in the hands of an actual owner, the new owners. So the counties around here, but I live in the Tampa Bay region, so Pasco County, Pinellas County, etc. Right? I'm not gonna put etc. County, right? So then we want them to understand that piece, right? So now these personas are going to think about that and walk through it from just their standard understanding. And the reason why these personas are important is because a lot of times when you're trying to build those personas, you're looking for individuals or personas, if you will, that have a lot of blogs or they have a lot of social media content, things that the LLM can reach out to and actually build a better SME for those particular things. I mean, you can put the whole job description of what they should know, but again, it's going to have to refer to other content to get that information. So, working on that. Um, okay, who should act on these leads first? The owner. I say uh, the owner. Let's say the owner, and the owner. I'm going to say acting as the main is gonna be the main person reaching out to the discovered this discovery of the new people, right? The new potentially discovered potential leads. And then next is what results matter most: more estimate appointment booked, lower cost per lead than Angie or Google. Uh, we simply want to get a list of warm leads, not use Angie or Google, comma, this is directly finding homeowners. Home. All right, so that's what we're kind of looking for. So now the agents, and not the agents, because we haven't worked that level yet. Right now, this panel has enough to start having that initial conversation back and forth, right? So tells you who is inspired by product discovery by Clairvaux, model based on public visibility, right? So these are different personas that were built off of information on the internet, right? So gives you some insight of what you're doing, problem framing, right? So we're trying to do this information and work through this. So the different perspectives on it, data reliability, repeatable ingestion. Yeah, when you get the county information, you're likely going to have to, update information. There's going to always be a little bit of customization that needs to occur, but this is why you start off here on the chat version side, if you will, because that allows you to look at some of these things, right? So it comes up with must-have, Pasco and Pinellas County, connectors, search import, must-have filters for recent home ownership, right? Of course, must-have, 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 should have notes, outreach status, so when you're building the app, you want to have something that shows you, hey, did we call these people? Did we not call these people? Should have, could have, won't have. It won't have a full, customer relationship management replacement because we're not going to spend that much. You probably already have one of those in place if you're a smaller business, maybe not. Won't have multi-user dispatch, scheduling, invoicing, right? That's way too much of a build to start for this first time. So talks about the agentic approach, right? Phase 0, phase 1, how you build it, getting after it, right? Okay, so then next thing we want to do is have the same personas or panel, if you will, red team the idea and provide solutions for the items that are or could be problems, right? So we want to make sure we get that covered. So you always want to do red teaming here in the chat version, if you will, because what you're trying to do is make sure that you can get some of these issues resolved before you put it to the build, and then it spends multiple sessions trying to fix that issue or those problem sets. So that's why you do it at the chat. I mean, this is what I've been pushing for a lot of folks to develop in this sense instead of moving over to using a lot more compute power to do that. So they're going to go through this, provide some things, what the risk is. Okay, so now that we have those issues, solution, architect, apology, right? Okay, so we've got them, monetization, cost per booked, estimate, right? I mean, there's probably even another piece like, how expensive is the house? You can probably add those things to it, but I'll go through that as we move forward. So locked consensus, keep note, da da da. Creek County data signals confidence prove lead. Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna now that we have this, the next thing you would do now is now that you've had this refined um, set of things you need to work in order. So um, so now we ask this consensus of this team, these builders, these experts, plus your review, right? Of course, to now create a set of instructions for the compute. In this case, I'm gonna call it for Perplexity Computer to build this application and ask. Yeah, we'll just say that. Okay. So now, because we have all that information that we just went through, we created this whole guidelines and steps and a lot of information. So now, what we're doing is now we have this whole build before we get started, even before you start really spending a lot of time. So it provides you with that kind of build out. Um, so just for grins, right? So another thing you can do is go here and what I like to do Emotron. So I'll say, okay, refine the build and So refining the steps to the build, right? Only because it's a good option to have some of that additional data in the background. So it's working on it. It's completed, and it's going to be spitting out that information as well. And then we'll move over to right. You're going to need zip files to be downloaded. Here's some of the design, the framework for it, some of the information. Starts giving you all the things you need to start working through this, right? Parcel ID, site, owner's name, that kind of information. That they okay. So then I was working on this to try to get this video presented, but I'll go ahead and get down to the bottom, generate short lists, previews, uh, so confidence. And we'll probably do a different scoring to try to do that, right? So then it gives you kind of insight of what it's going to take. Computer, scaffold the monitor, right? So then we'll go over here and say, move it over to Perplexity Computer, and now say, now use 2 agents to build the application, right? So simple enough, we can get this app built, working through it. And let me see what choices I have under here. We'll just go ahead and use that for now. Okay, so now it switches over to Perplexity Computer. It starts working on doing the build. You'll see it's doing the working for a little bit of time here. It should have, right? So you can see the credit usage, and the credit usage is so much more lower than if we were doing a standard build. If you just said build me an app and it started going through all this whole process. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause while this goes, and we get a quick break. So as you can see, when it came back with the build from the agents and all those additional pieces, instead of doing the red, blue, green scoring, kind of did a little bit of some tweaking on scoring because we wanted to have the new construction piece added, right? So the ones that rank high, and I just sorted them because it did the Pasco County, Pinellas County, Hillsborough County. But as it came back with a couple of questions saying, hey, give me options to choose from to be able to, narrow it down to which counties I want to look at in particular. Not showing too far the addresses. Let me move over a little bit more of the addresses, but these are the particular homes, right? And so I asked for square footage to see if it's in there. Yeah, estimated square. The roof square footage on some of them it popped up, but the linear footage for those roofs, right, to help you hopefully do some estimating or price. When it was sold on, did try to do 24 months because typically in the text it would show the particular owner previously was a home builder, and then the new owner is now a person's name. So that helps to understand that hey, it's a new home, and if you can actually start, you know, putting these in order by where they're located, you'll start seeing a lot of the same names of streets, and that's kind of nice because then it'll show you that you can look at um, hey, these are all loop. These are probably in the same neighborhood, new construction, new build. It gives you an area that you can go after a little bit easier. So this is how we would provide that. Yeah, you can do pricing in the data sources here. You'll see because I had to pull the data sources were different files from the different counties. And the good part is this is there's no APIs because this is public information, but it allows you to pull down new updates, right? So that's kind of a nice thing to do. So here's how you would get kind of that lead dashboard developed. This is version 2. Unfortunately, I had to go back and forth multiple times on it, but that's what you have there. And so hopefully understanding that how those agents and particular things would help